congratulations to Martina. That was the fight of her life. She won so many Grand Slams, but that was a battle she just had to win, and it's great to know that she's cancer-free. God bless her. That story, let's start with the first story. Now, I don't want to keep on flogging a dead horse. I don't know if that's the right term or whatever. But our last sports minister can put out as many self-congratulatory messages as he likes. But as I've always said, and I don't think I'm being pejorative, or I don't think I'm casting aspersions on him in any way, shape, or form when I say this. But his decision to stop the Tigresses going for a World Cup, for me, my opinion, he will always come out on the wrong side of history on that, no matter the excuses or explanations he gives. Now that he's gone now, but that singular act lives after him. So I don't want to go on too much about that, but that's my opinion. I think it was a terrible decision based on, I don't know, whatever, things that were going on at that time. I think the whole NBA thing was horribly mismanaged. You get, yes, I'm sure sometimes Mr. Olafe will go on and on about what he has done about National Stadium, and yes, he's free to. But at the end of the day, if you are wearing a white shirt and a drop of palm oil drops on it, it kind of, ruins the look of the shirt, or a white outfit. And that, for me, was a terrible decision. And I hope that, that it doesn't affect women's basketball going forward. I really do. I like what Peseiro said about, I like his common sense approach to his analysis of the game. I like what he said in sense when the teachers write a report, student Femi is hardworking and all this, but he can do better. So I like his analysis of the Super Eagles. They can do better. And I do agree with that, and that's very important. Fighting spirit mentality. That's something that the Super Eagles used to be known for. No, I've not really had in abundance in recent times, but that's in fairness. If you look at that result in isolation, leading 2-0 on an unfriendly, on not a particularly decent pitch, although Segun were playing up, they come back 2-2 with the antecedents in coming from behind and all that, and going ahead to still win the game in a crucial encounter. Otherwise, Guinea-Bissau and we would have been on the same points, and and that. So that's, yes. So he's right to hold on to that. The fighting spirit is that. So we just hope, as we said yesterday, that we can get a bit more fluency, a bit more creativity, a bit more cohesion in the team. And I still think that team needs a huge injection of, of new players. Talking about one of the players that has been so faithful to the team and all, but unfortunately, he's beginning to tail off. Wilfred Ndidi moving to Saudi Arabia might not be a bad idea.
Oh yeah, that looks like a good idea.
The likes of what you might call it.
Ronaldo, Benzema,
N'Golo
Kante.
Do you know there's something funny going on with Chelsea and Saudi?
Oh yes.
There's something fishy. There's something fishy. Yes,
that's the word. Something fishy.
Something fishy. Kante going. Ziyech is supposed to be going. There's somebody else going. They're from Chelsea.
Edwin Mendy, the goalkeeper. Then Koulibaly.
Koulibaly. So it turns out that the owners of Chetoboli Demdem are major PIV, the Public Investment Company of Saudi Arabia, are major investments. They have a major investment in Carlton Gate or something.
Yeah,
the owners of the Chetoboli's company. So so it's
because they're paying 30 million for Koulibaly. And they're going to carry his, I think it's like Chelsea's second highest earning player in terms of wages. They're willing to carry everything off of Chelsea. And I'm like, nobody's going to touch that guy. He's 32 years old. No one touch him with a long
and he's been dreadful.
Yes.
He was dreadful last season.
So, but hey, they're even ready to triple Lukaku's wages. They want Lukaku, they'll triple his wages. Whatever. And Lukaku is not on small money at Chelsea. They want to triple it. But hey, they have the money. They should spend it if I was in the deal. At this point, I know he's 26. I'll go.
Money works BS stock.
And he won't be the first Nigerian to go to Saudi Arabia. I think Ahmed Musa went there and was still playing for the national team. So
Yeah, but this is a different.
Yes, this is a more competitive Saudi Arabian league.
In fact, I actually heard the UEFA president,
Segun,
he said no matter what Saudi does, they'll never be able to compete with the quality of European competition, whatever.
He said two things. The first he said was about time for them to invest in grassroots.
Yeah, you're very right about that. That you can't just walk to the answer. That you're basically taking players who have come to the end of their careers.
But they're still the top sell. Look, Ronaldo. Imagine if Messi had gone to Saudi Arabia. Now they want to buy Son. I'm surprised that they not mentioned Maguire, which is funny, but they want to buy Son. They wanted to buy Zaha.
I'm ready to go on my knees in the studio now. Where's the to feel going on my knees, praying?
They wanted to buy what's his name, Busquets, but he eventually went somewhere else. They wanted to buy Alba. I'm saying they want to buy some of the big names.
Some current.
Yes,
because if you look at Ronaldo, to be honest, was nobody could pick Ronaldo. Ronaldo couldn't get to United's.
I agree, but because Ronaldo moved to Saudi Arabia, I know a station that started showing Saudi Arabian league just because of Ronaldo.
I get it.
Ronaldo, So that's what they're doing. And they're talking about just because it's also in the news Hound. Probably delve into it. The boxing story. They say, look, we've got money.
No, that boxing story is a standalone. Even the golf, which the Department of Justice in America is looking into that. Maybe there's some funny things going on. Some funny stuff going on.
But that's a lot of money. They're saying that we're not afraid. We want to bring two of the biggest fights in boxing history, at least in recent years. Right there in Saudi Arabia.
To be honest with you, I mean, one shouldn't be hypocritical because I'm not really one to talk about sports watching because the truth of the matter, everybody that's Haley City now, do you understand? Where did their money come from? City before was like the biggest match before was when they play United. Yeah. Sometimes they win, sometimes they lose. It's the Abu Dhabi millions that's made them start punching.
Not necessarily.
No, Femi. They were nowhere.
But the Shinawatra money was also there first now.
Shinawatra,
that was when they were buying those. That's when they were buying the Elanos, the Robinho.
And where were they getting with that?
No, but
they were nowhere near winning anything. They were a mid-table team. City were it was the Abu Dhabi millions. And I'm not saying only that because I will try this City any time because at the end of the day, in spite of my love for United and being biased in some certain things, one thing I can never show any bias about is how well Manchester City is run. You can have all the money because, ironically, if you look over the last 10 years, you could, if you check, maybe any of our listeners out there that can help us check. I'm sure United at the end have spent more money than City over the last 10 years. But
possibly.
They spent. I wouldn't be surprised. But they spent it on rubbish. Now City is so well run now that a player like Bernardo Silva wants to go. And they said, okay, if you want to go, come back to us with a good offer. That is, they will sell Bernardo Silva for good money. United can't. Is
it a fault of? No, I don't think that falls firmly on the fault of United. I think it falls also. I think it also falls on the doorstep of the coach. The coach of Manchester United.
It's a combination of.
The coaches.
Look at the Rashford story now.
The coaches of Manchester United do not improve the players because the Rashford story a year ago, you'd have been like, good riddance, please just leave.
Yes, true. I would have sold
But now you're like, no, keep it.
It's a combined process. One, United identified a player, overpay for him.
But it doesn't really matter. The price doesn't matter.
Now you bought Maguire for 80 million. Useless. Overpay for him, don't improve him. The player gets worse. Then most critically, forget about how much you pay for him. You now overpay him, so you can't shift him. Like now, what's this guy? This Mr. Glass Legs.
Sancho?
No, not Sancho. Sancho is of £350. You bought him you overpaid for him. But Dortmund saw you coming. Then you are now paying Sancho $300. Who is going to pay Sancho? Anthony Martial. Anthony Martial is on 250k a week. Who is going to pay Anthony Martial? Someone that can only play like a 1/4 of your. It's amazing. So right, Bay is still on United's books. Telles is still on United. They can't ship out of their salary.
Telles is a Europa League winner this year.
Yeah, but I'm talking about selling them.
Now you're circling back to my point of coaching. That if you get a
it's
proper
not about coaching. It's about buying the right players. The players that have a resale value.
If you get a good coach who is coaching the team, which is what you mentioned about Man City.
Which coach?
Because Alex Telles.
Did you not mention Ten Hag?
And Ten Hag has worked on a few players.
Why can he not coach Maguire to be a good player?
And that's only Ten Hag that can answer that question. Because you just mentioned Telles. Telles went to Sevilla. Mm-hmm. Sevilla has had 4 different managers this year.
Yes.
And Telles' value has increased because he was also instrumental to them winning this year. You mentioned Rashford. Rashford's value has increased because he was properly coached. Same as Bruno. I've given Bruno enough stick that can last in a lifetime.
Dirty.
Well, Bruno has improved this year under Ten Hag. So I think that coaching, if the coach is really... Look at Fred. Fred this year wasn't that bad. Even you cannot deny that.
Fred.
But Fred wasn't bad.
Fred, which team can Fred?
Even Shaw.
In the top 10, which Fred team
Look
can
at
Fred?
Shaw.
All these United players, which of the top 10 can they enter? Name any top 10, any of all these players.
Shaw can enter.
I'm not talking about Shaw. I'm not talking about Rashford or Shaw. I'm talking about
Bruno.
I'm not forget that Bruno will enter, of course. Bruno. I'm talking about the likes of Fred, the likes of Bailly, the likes of Telles, the likes of this McTominay. These boys are...
no, but if the coach should get some more time, because if the coach should get some more time with it, look at Casemiro. Casemiro was a different player at United. Different player. I'm saying the coach.
No, Femi, that's coaching. A very bad example. Casemiro has won 5 Champions Leagues.
No. I'm not denying what he's won. I'm saying he's a different player.
Yeah, because he's be given a more expansive role. I agree. In Real Madrid, was more of a
defensive,
DM. Yeah. Just to sit, pass, break up play. Mm-hmm. But now he surges forward. He showed that he can pick a pass and he can score.
So it's coaching.
Brilliant. Yeah, it's coaching, and then he played in a different setup.
I agree.
But
even one Bissaka.
Yeah, we must. That's coaching.
So
now.
that's what I'm saying. So
it's
coaching.
Why is Maguire still? So that means Maguire is coachable. That's a very one. So was useless. Anyway, we're talking about City. So it's a very well run club. Rashford, £375,000 a week for me is way too much money. But that's United for you, you know.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
How much is Harry Kane earning, I suppose?
Apples and oranges. Apples and oranges. That's apples and oranges.
Salary to salary.
How much is the highest earner? How much is the highest earner in Spurs earning? You can't compare that to United and Spurs are not the same. That's even insult on United. How can you compare United and Spurs?
I don't know.
That's an insult.
Spurs is a better run club than United.
With what?
Yeah,
with what? People that cannot finish in top. I wanted to raise the story of Remo Stars. I love that story. I love it. Whatever the reason was for, the fact that money went round for everybody, the media team, supporters club, the coach, the players, it was a good story. I saw the video yesterday on social media and I thought it was a good story. It felt very good. It shows that the efforts that they've made this year has been rewarded by what the management thinks in terms of achievements. Because Remo Stars, at some point, they were gunning for the title, right? Made the Super 6. Although they did not win it, eventually finished second, which I think is admirable.
Femi, first, I must admit, I'm a big fan of Kunle Shuname, to be honest, because one, I've met him one-on-one. Two, I've been to Ikene to watch a match there. I think it was his birthday last year or something. And then I've seen the setup that he has in Ikene. We're talking about 4 or 5 pitches. We have the main bowl, and then you have about 3, 4 practice pitches, which are grass. He has a hotel on site and everything. And it's about the vision. And then my opinion of him, my opinion of him went even higher when we're talking with Honorable Elegbele, when he spoke about how he had resigned from the from the IMC and all that. So it just shows us a man of principle. You know, he explained when we interviewed him about how he had no business with the running of the league, or rather, he was able to differentiate between running his club and running the league, but he's now stood aside and all that, or stepped aside and all that. But I love what Remo has done. They play good football. They have a young, enterprising team. He's doing things right, and brilliant. I'm really happy that they finished on the continent. I didn't expect them to finish in the CAF Champions League. I thought the highest they'll get to was
I thought the Confederation Cup would be...
was so unfortunately, one question I did want to ask when we had him was how would he tackle, from a private club's point of view, how would he tackle, or what would he see the lapses? I really wish I'd asked that question.
some of the things they
losses
experience
of Nigerian teams on the continent.
Some of the things they experience when that interview was done. Obviously, they had not won the ticket yet, so it was very difficult to make that sort of predictions. But I think one of the things we'd mention in build up to what Remo has achieved, beyond all the management, I like to look at it from the football points, the technical staff. Remember, the coach went abroad for like another study and then returned. And I think he's one of the brightest managers in the league. May not have that resume like the others, right? The experience they have gathered over the years. But I think he's progressive. I think he's someone who embodies what Remo Stars want to do, what they want to be like. He's very active. I saw the start of the season during Cheyaki Ume's football event at Mobolaji Johnson when they took on Shooting Stars. Now remember, their former manager...
in December last year.
Remember, their former manager had swapped. So they swapped. The manager, Ogumbote, had gone to Shooting, and then he was the new guy. And you could tell there was a lot of... It was a friendly game. There was a lot of intensity. It was practically...
It's a derby now. Shooting Stars was a derby.
It was a friendly, pre-season friendly that money no day on top. But they were screaming at each other. Like, you could tell that he was screaming at the players, passing instructions, saying, do this, do that. He was coaching the team all through. And I know that a few of those players, my opinion, have what it takes to be in at least our chanting. National team may be a tall order at this point, but I think if they stay in Nigeria for a few years, we'll get to see many of them break into the national team, in and around the national team. Because there was the player who went to Inter, Akin Samira, I think that's his name. Right? He went from Remo to Inter. It shows that we've got quality in the league.
Not via Azerbaijan or anything, from Remo to Inter.
It shows we've got quality in the league, and I like what Remo is doing. I love that money story. I saw the players were excited about it, and I felt that, you know what, this is good for Nigerian league. I hope that they perform well next year. I just hope so. I pray for them. I also want to raise one of the stories from the news hound. I don't know if you came across the story, the Kotwa story.
I'm surprised at Thibaut Courtois because I looked at him as I did regard him as a consummate professional. At times these players do allow. I think Belgium showed in the last World Cup that all is not well in the squad. There's a lack of harmony, lack of togetherness in the squad, and the fact that De Bruyne wasn't available. I mean, the two of you, two vice captains, and he decided to go with, for his own decision, maybe he decided to go with an outfield player, and Lukaku. So
the coach even said it was an agreement. So Courtois says it's a lie, and the stories are not true. But the manager is saying that, number one, why are you going to lie you have a knee injury? You don't have any knee injury. There's nothing wrong with your knee.
I mean, why would the coach? Yes. I mean, why would the coach say you refused to come?
Yeah.
I mean,
you were in the camp already.
Exactly.
So that means the doctors could have checked you and said, yes, he has a knee. And the coach says, I'm not going to lie. This is what it is. I think for me, it's disrespectful from Courtois' side. I'm even disappointed. On top of
I must admit, that's
the manager dropped him.
Yeah, because he's a fantastic goalkeeper. And
yes, probably one of the best in the world.
No, yes. And I still remember the saves he pulled off in their run to the Champions League final last season. And even in the final, pulled off save upon save. He pulled off some brilliant saves. So, I don't know. He's let himself there. In fact, not if I'm going to speak local, he poo for body there. That one. For my poo for body. Do well. Do we have messages?
Oh, yes, we do have a few messages. Okay, so let's just read a few of them before we go for a break. We spoke about politics, so people have started again as well. Good morning, gentlemen in the house. Please don't start your morning lashing the police. Okay, no name to that. I don't
think anybody lashed the police. Somebody was attacked this morning, and there wasn't a uniform man in sight. He started lashing the police. That's just a statement of fact.
Because now he has basic to do. Change windshield. Do you know how much it is to change windshield?
It's even the fear being attacked in your car at that time of the morning. And I think he did the best because those guys could have taken his phone. Can you imagine that kind of nonsense? Some filthy miscreants.
Let me read a few more messages. This one, there's no name also. It says, it's perplexing what kind of leaders we're grooming. Right? We've also got this that says, good morning, my guys of Sports Zone. I laugh when you say you expect a chronic kleptocrat to relinquish. No. Okay. There's a man from Bristol. You can put your message with
a bit more finesse.
Yes. Don't put me in trouble. Okay, this one here says, good morning, Sport Guru. It's Kate Bates from Amuwo. The news about the Tigress foreign-based players boycotting the Afrobasket may be sensationalized news. As I saw a video of team captain Adora Alono saying how eager she and the girls are looking forward to achieving the quadruple feats, as the quadruple feats, by going to the 4th straight title. Just wanted to put that out there.
Fair enough. It's
I did see that video, and the story also said the story, and I quoted the source of the story, right? Said it's a possibility because the vice president already said it's open to everybody. You don't open camp for everybody for a Nations Cup. No, you already know who you're going to go with, and you must have given them. But we have less than 30 days, about 30 days or thereabouts before the Nations Cup.
Of course, for me, I mean, I've never played. I mean, of course, I played sports when I was in school and all that, but I never played as an elite. I remember once speaking to a professor of sports science who described the mentality. A lot of us, even us in the sports media, do not understand the mentality of an elite athlete.
True.
What it takes to be the best. Do you know how many people look at these Premier League players, even the Harry Maguires? Then do you understand that? Do you know what it takes to become a Premier League footballer? Then leave Premier League. Do you know what it takes to become an NPFL footballer? To play for Remo, to play for Ingba. Among the thousands of boys, do you know how many people talk to me every day?
Do you know how many people fail?
Exactly.
Do you know how many people feel they don't make the cut, even in the Premier League?
Even when I was in school.
That's why I don't agree with you when you abuse Maguire, because some people that failed, Maguire did not fail. He achieved it at the highest level. We need to go for a break.
Yes, we
need to think about this.
So I need to calm down.
One of the highest.
When I think about Maguire, I get a rage.
Highest any defenders in the world.
Yeah.
And look at what you do.
Because mine using Momo Club.
Let's go for a break.
Welcome back. Big shout out to Sebastian for breakfast. Thank you very much, Sebastian. We really, really appreciate you. And we would like to, I would appeal to our listeners to be buying us breakfast every morning. But
just like how I did this morning for Cardi. And then I took it back later on.
No. You must do Mama Kudus.
Cardi wasn't.
And my Charles was maligning and slandering Mama Kudus, because I had Mama Kudus after and it was excellent.
It's just okay.
Yeah, they just
okay.
It's a mindset. Mama Kudus is for we the people. We, genuine. We street guys, Mama Kudus is the same thing.
Let me read a few messages.
Right.
Okay, so we'll also take your phone calls very soon. TJ from Agbede says, greetings. What's he going this Oyibo market again? I beg you. We've already said the same thing, that look, and that's my opinion, Mr. Motoshaw. I know we all have differences, which is what we said yesterday, but I think that's what friendship is all about. We disagree to agree, and then
I think the beauty of this program, Femi, is that it is very rare in a month of Sundays that all of us on set, so to speak, in the studio, yes, that we all agree on a certain issue. Mm-hmm. Not to talk of disparate listeners outside from disparate backgrounds, different schools of thought, and it's it's free and fair. The only thing we say here is that when you're putting your thoughts and opinions, you shouldn't be disagreeable. That's all. Mm-hmm.
All right. So he finished the message with saying, Kyle, so sorry for your experience this morning. Listeners don't understand what OAPs go through to make the day worthwhile on a daily basis. I used to be one, and I know how tough it was doing this media job. Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much. Who sent that message?
TJ,
thank you very much, TJ.
Okay, let's go through more message. Now, wow, Damilari from Maryland. He's complaining that you're not talking about Arsenal transfers. He says, Naman you should.
Who don't buy?
He says, Naman, they won't buy.
They won't buy. Everybody asks, they won't buy rights, put that money. They want
to buy Havertz. They want to buy.
But then they want to buy now.
They want to buy Timber.
And you mentioned it in News Standard. Did you not mention it?
Yeah, but you didn't talk about it. And you still went back to Maguire.
Do I care who asked that by?
You still went back to Maguire.
248. Do you know what 248? That's why anytime as you go and preach just on top of leave for 248 days. Not clear. Go to Tamale. Don't send it. In fact, it's not Mr. Motoshaw that shouldn't call this for. It's you.
Kolaski from Delta says, what is Saudi Arabia's long-term aim? Was their win against Argentina in the World Cup a motivation? It seems there's a conscious effort to develop football in the country. Then I just imagine former Governor Fashola as sports minister. I know it would be like underutilizing his abilities and capacity, but it would be a good one for sports development.
It won't be, because one is a very cerebral person, two, he's a Man U fan. It's a very good footballer too. So hey, yeah. And I heard, apparently he played for Unipen, yes.
Oh, no.
So when he was governor, he used to play regularly, but I'm told, the All-Stars, but still they know they tackle governor. That's like kind of...
He has two things that I don't like.
They know they tackle governor.
supports Man U. No.
You don't like Unilag people?
No, I went to Unilag. You can't. How am I
supposed
to like
Unilag?
Unilag is a dirty
university.
How are we supposed to like Uniben?
University.
Was I saying UI or OU? How are we supposed to like those?
Ben is a dirty university.
Anyway, it's okay.
Where do Pina go to university? You see,
that's why I don't notice that there's this. Yes,
no,
we relate well. I don't say we relate well.
Dirty.
But on the first thing they mentioned about Saudi Arabia, I think that it's not just today Saudi started it. Not just the league.
They want to put in the World Cup bid as well.
Yeah, 2030.
2030, exactly. Yeah. So basically, MBS, their relation.
MBS?
I mean,
What's MBS?
MBS, the Crown Prince.
Okay.
MBS. First is first. I'll go back to 9/11. 15 of the 19 hijackers were Saudi. It's a fact. It's not being pejorative. Secondly, the Khashoggi incident was despicable. They took an American resident, subject to X. He had to run away from Saudi because of his views, and they sliced and diced him in their consulate in Istanbul. So they're trying to redeem their efforts, and they're trying to move away from energy. Fine, they have all the oil in the world, but they've realized that sports is a multi-billion dollar business. And to be honest, the boxing story, give tax for all of them, give them enough money. Come and box, stop running away from each other. Is it money you're looking for? Come and box.
They will box.
And they will box.
And it's not just football and boxing. They've also done horse racing, golf, like you mentioned, Formula 1.
Yeah. It's across board.
They're trying to improve their sports industry.
But if they want to do that, I mean, then I think, because I've not been to Saudi, so I can't speak to it, but there's this perception that Saudi women are seen as second-class citizens. So I think they need to step up all those areas as well. You understand?
I'm just going to sit this one out. Sebastian says, my sincere sympathy to Kayode. You're a great guy for showing up. My brother, I no get choice. Where did they wait for us? No can walk. We got this. Honor from Beggar says, good morning, Sports Zone. I really fell in love with Remo Stars when I watched them during the Super 6. They fear nobody. Very fluid and free-flowing football. Hope they make it far on the continent. We'll take phone calls in a bit. Okay, so let's just switch over to phone calls right now. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Baba Beji.
Yeah, Femi, I don't know.
Good morning.
Sorry what happened to Kayode.
Oh, yeah.
My brother, Lagos Live.
It's a danger zone.
It is. It's, and the road is terrible.
The worst thing is that they are blocked us here now. We are on lockdown. You can't access anywhere. You want to come to the island, you have to go through, even the Karakuta, you go to Moshalashi side. Before you get to the railway distance, it will take like 30 minutes or 40 minutes.
Traffic, yeah.
I don't know. Let them open up all these places that they locked us up now. That's what's causing all these things. Open up the places. Everywhere is locked down. I'm sorry for what happened to me. It's very sad though. Yes, you see this Saudi league, I was reading what the UEFA president was saying the right day. That's why I do bring in retired players that are almost at the end of their career. If you want to make the league very competitive, why not bring players that are at their prime? And I think I agree with him. The Saudi league to be vibrant, bring players that are, at the edge of their career, it makes it look like a mockery to the league itself. So, for me, for that league to be vibrant, let them begin to recruit quality players that at their prime. And I agree with him. For the Super Eagles, congratulations to them. I think we have just one match remaining, which is not necessary anyway. I wish them all the best.
Okay.
All right, Kevin. Thank you.
Okay, so just a quick update concerning the Remo story about the footballer Ebenezer Akinsemiro. So Charles just confirmed that the Remo player went based on a training tour in Italy. So it may not have been a direct transfer, but it went based on a training tour.
I say was spotted.
Yes, was spotted on a training tour.
With Remo Stars?
I believe so.
So I don't get it. But he didn't go through Azerbaijan or Kazakhstan?
Yes.
He didn't play in Venezuela?
No, he did not play.
Okay.
They're not playing this in Burundi or...
Okay. Burundi.
Okay. Let me read a few more messages. Aisha Tilola says, I'm with Uncle Segun. I will always fault that move by the outgoing sports minister. While the ladies want to protest the boycott games, he has no justification to stop the D-Tigress from going to the FIBA Women's World Cup. That was a wrong move. This one here says, good morning, Sports Zone. Please, my dad is 89 today. Sir
Wow.
A.E.E. Chima. Please help me put some good wishes to him. Thank you all and have a blessed day. Kingsley from Ikeja.
Happy birthday to your dad, Sir
E.E. Chima.
A.E. Chima. God bless you, sir. Many, many happy returns of the day. It's a nice special age. And by this time next year, by the special grace of
Amen.
God, we'll be celebrating with you his 90th. The deal is Chima. You bring, Kingsley. You bring cake for us in the studio.
Yeah.
Amen.
Okay.
90th birthday by the grace of God. You'll cross that line.
All right. We've got another birthday wish right here. This is from Ibrahim from Bagada. It says today is his birthday. Femi, come and buy cake for me. What? What?
Ibrahim, that's so wrong on so many levels.
Like,
but
really,
happy
what?
birthday.
What?
Maybe he's a fan. Anyway,
What?
happy birthday, Ibrahim. Many, many happy returns of the day.
We've also got this one says he's an everyday listener. Says good morning Sports Zone crew. Alade from AJ. That's a Gunle. So it says an
AJ
everyday
City.
listener. Yeah, thank you.
AJ is a lovely place, though. Lovely pepper soup joints there.
Phone calls are just giving issues. Wale from the island says, I think Man City actually adopted Sir Alex Ferguson's approach in the transfer market. You hardly see Ferguson spend extravagantly on players, yet he gets the best out of them. No.
Not really.
Peggy broke the record in every department.
Brought in Rooney. I think it was most expensive.
That was the most expensive teenager. Brought in
Rio.
Veron.
Yeah, Veron.
Was the most expensive
But he
midfielder.
bought players, he got it right more than he didn't get it right, if that makes any sense.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm Bushade. Farawe.
Good morning.
Morning.
Business Lonzo.
Hey, Obisanek, morning to you this morning.
Yes, boss. Just straight down to the point right now. I know Chad and I have something in common, and that is the Enugu Rangers. We're not supposed the same club outside the show, but the Enugu Rangers. I want to say Enugu Rangers, I just want to give it I know too well. The side they are meeting, they've been playing very, very well. But I watched a couple of the games. I say, wow. This is a side that you can always beat your chest and say, it's a fantastic game they are playing here. But I want to wish Enugu Rangers all the best. And again, I don't know. Have you noticed this, that all this while, Rashidi Yekini, in the mind of this Rashidi Yekini, the goals he has scored for Super Eagles. No, I mean, the years are much longer now. No striker have ever got very close to that point of goals. I mean, it's so amazing for me that nobody could get close to it. That
It's 37 or something.
But I want to join actually be a team like this. I want to wish him all the best doing this. Sincerely.
All right.
Can't wait.
Thank you
God
very
bless
much.
you guys.
All right,
Thank
God
you
bless
very
you too.
much.
You know, quick one on when is the FA Cup final?
Tomorrow.
Wow.
Nasaba.
We should be talking about it now. Well, we'll come in the morning.
We'll come tomorrow.
We'll come tomorrow. But funny enough, I like what Obisena says, because I love Rangers as a club. Back in the day in the 70s, I was a Shooting Stars fan, but Rangers broke my heart more times than I like to remember. But I've always appreciated them for what they've done, and they're winning the league under Imam was a fantastic achievement. And I'm kind of torn between them and Bender Insurance, but I can't, but I think I'm swaying towards Bender because of their performance in the league. So I'd really like to see them on the continent. So may the best team win, but we'll talk about it a lot more tomorrow.
Okay, let's just read a few of your messages on Twitter before we go. This one here saying, Ziman says, so sorry to hear that you were attacked this morning. Coyote says it's so sad. He also goes on to act that I laugh when you... no. Ilori Damilari says, good morning. There's a difference between Uncle Segun and Mr. Omoto. There is difference between Uncle Segun and Mr. Omotosho. Can't let things die. Uncle Segun still the talk Sunday Diary, while Mr. Omotosho still the talk of Remo Chairman. Olakunle Olumide says, good morning, Uncle Segun. The way you are hyping Mama Kudu's food there, I beg, make them no remove subsidy for Mamo. Good for the street guys.
I don't think she listens to Sword, so
you know, there's someone may listen in the shop and then goes to tell her that those guys they hype your food.
But I had one funny thought now, Femi. It's an evil thought, but I'll put it out there anyway. Cowdy, we both agree that Cowdy likes, to talk about himself.
Yeah.
He likes it to be all about him, Abi.
Mm-hmm.
Is it possible that Cowdy, this one just started to smash his glass.
Oh no.
Just put it
No. Cowdy, wherever you are, come and defend yourself right now. This cannot be you.
How can I make the whole money be about me? The money belts. I'm just thinking.
A couple of messages before we go. Good morning, Sports Zone. Saudi Arabia is already achieving its aim. Attention has moved from social issues to sports development. And if it remains consistent, the league will do same. Fabian Hart from Isolo, thank you for your message. Remy from Tottenham says, sorry, Nigeria happened to you, brother K. Please, we'll like to contribute to the repair of your damaged car.
Amen, no. You see, I came in at the right time.
I didn't finish the message.
If you hear what Femi just said, Femi said, because you're an attention seeker, Femi's words, I'm paraphrasing. He said, is there a possibility that you might have just smashed the glass?
Myself.
I just...
That's equal to lunacy. So if you want to say just...
How do you want to just listen to the open door and see who said this?
Oh, remember what you got to
I've just
Big
gone.
bro.
I've gone.
Finish reading the message now.
No, I'm not reading it. No.
The person said he wants to contribute. We need contribution in this era.
Okay, no, you are bigger than this.
Femi, what is the time?
What's the time?
Do you know I'm very wary of people that wear white, all whites? I don't know. What are you trying to portray, the guru? Are you trying to show? I don't know.
I'm trying to show that to you.
Who is around?
The guru is right.
We have a lot of questions about our new service chief. I'm sure you have a thing or two to say about
Why don't we ask Segun?
I don't.
Segun selected about 4 of them and passed over to
a lot of them
I
came
said
from
my
Ondo
niece.
State. They came from Ondo State. A lot of them are from Ondo State.
You know,
They are.
Don't they deserve? If you are from Ondo State, don't they deserve the position?
yeah, we deserve.
As Ondo State not pay his price for survival of Nigeria.
Yes, it has.
I'm just saying that he influenced the list.
Mm.
The Eagle influenced the list.
The Eagle.
Yes. He influenced the list. I saw him writing it yesterday.
Swearing.
I saw him writing the list.
What you saw him writing might have nothing to do with that. Calculated the cost of the burial.
That is it.
In fact, people should forget about Cowdy's broken glass and
contribute
to my father. All right, guys. On that note, the Sports Zone signing out.